Life on Earth has been known in outline for many years, but there were a number of tantalizing gaps in it, particularly in the history of animals with backbones. When, for example, did the first signs of a backbone appear? China is the new frontier for fossil discoveries. Excavations here are unearthing links in the story of the vertebrates that have so far eluded us. This is the site of a thrilling discovery that has given us new evidence for the very first vertebrates. Excavators here are exposing a rich seam of rocks known as the Chongjiang fossil beds. Remarkably, they contain the remains of creatures that once swam in the ancient seas 525 million years ago. Paleontologist Ho Xiangguang was the first to discover the unique features of these beds, an astonishing perfection of preservation.
These mouth parts.
Yeah.
That's very beautiful. You can see it's got striations on it. To find complete bodies like this is extremely rare. When an animal dies in the sea, normally bacteria destroy the soft parts very quickly, so that all that we can find afterwards are the hard parts, bone or shell. Why that didn't happen here in this particular part of this particular sea is something of a mystery. The beds have so far yielded over 200 separate species. This was a time period known as the Cambrian. The land was still bare and lifeless, but underwater it was exploding into a multitude of forms. The major animal groups we know today were appearing on the planet for the very first time. They built their bodies entirely of soft tissue. Some protected and supported it with a hard outer casing. But none had anything that resembled a backbone. These were the invertebrates. Then Professor Ho and his team found one intriguing exception. It's a fossil called Milo-Kunmingya. Its features reveal evidence of a new type of support, not outside the body, but inside. Under the microscope, it contains an extraordinary amount of detail. This is the animal itself. This is its head, the top of its back. And nearly every one of them have these two little black spots at the front, eye spots. Looking farther down the animal, there are just some striations here, little bars, which are thought to have been the gill bars, the little constructions that carry blood vessels which enabled the animal to extract oxygen from the water as it flowed over and breathe. And behind them, farther down the animal, there are these bars, bands of muscle. And they were probably attached to a gristly rod somewhere in the middle there. This is called the notochord, which was the forerunner of the backbone. Milo-Kunmingya is the earliest creature we know of that we can truly call a vertebrate. And it seems clear that it used its strong inner rod to move in an entirely new way. As the muscles contract, they bend the rod from side to side. This movement pushes against the water and creates forward thrust. Here was a revolutionary new way to get around. It allowed Milo-Kunmingya to roam far and wide and escape the dangerous invertebrate predators that were prowling the seas.